There are not a lot of games that brings up the level of nostalgia that Mega Man 2 manages for me. It was probably one of the games that got the most hours on my Nintendo when I was a child. And even though I spent my pocket money on the sequels, they never got to the same level for me as Mega Man 2 did. The reason for this is most likely that it is one of the more forgiving games in the series, unless you get the Japanese version. That one is brutal. But also, the core gameplay mechanics was something I haven't seen before on my NES. The freedom of choosing the robot masters I wanted to battle, and the strategy of taking them on in the right order, so to take full advantage of the weapon I acquired from the previous foe, was intriguing to my 8-year-old brain, and still is today. The action is almost constant, without you ever feeling overwhelmed. Timing is key, and the instant death are lurking all over the levels. But it never really seems unfair to the player, and each death is a learning experience. And when you finally get the timing down, the gratification is pretty rewarding. The controls are sharp and responsive, and playing around with the different types of weapons are good fun. The platforming is challenging, but not due to sloppy controls. For the time Mega Man 2 came out, the visuals are pretty impressive. The levels varies a lot in design and color palette, the enemies are creative while having a coherent style to them, making the universe believable. Nothing really sticks out like a sore spot. The animations are a bit lungy, but they get the job done. Some pretty big sprites are present and presented during gameplay, and they do look good. I'm pretty into the soundtrack. It is always a matter of personal preference, but for me it hits the spot and adds to the action. Mega Man 2 is just still fun. Mega Man 2 is still just as fun as I remembered. The controls are almost modern, the core gameplay still holds up today and is attractive to play. A playthrough will cost you about 3-4 hours depending on your skill level with the game, but there is a lot of replay value. Going through it again and see if you can do better. So we're going to land on a solid 8 out of 10. There aren't a lot of flaws with this game. Some of the levels are not my favorite thing when it comes to design, and the Nintendo is capable of better graphics. And that's what's robbing Mega Man 2 from a perfect score in my book.